I just bent down to get the toothpaste and I just went out of nowhere.
Hey Jared, pain here. I'm coming back.
I just don't want to go to the doctor today. We're driving 5 hours to go see this doctor.
Just got to the appointment, gave the update to the aide, and he's like, oh, I should probably tell the surgeon about that. Let me go get him. So I think they're about to come in right now.
Today is day 6 after taking my second round of Femera, and yesterday I had filmed that I had done really well. I hadn't had any hot flashes yet. My skin wasn't too crazy. Well, last night I had tons and tons of hot flashes. And we'll see in the next few days if I get a ton more breakouts. But I will say that even though I've been having some breakouts because of the Femera, it hasn't been, like, look at the texture, it hasn't been near as bad as last time, and I think that this has helped a lot. So when we first moved down to St. George, I splurged on a bunch of SkinCeutical products, and I got the hyaluronic acid. I went through 2 of these, and then I didn't buy any more. And then since last time I did the Femera, my skin was so dry, it was falling off. I bought another one of these. Such a huge difference putting hyaluronic acid on my skin and then putting moisturizer on top of it. It's helped my skin so much. Getting ready today because Jared has a doctor appointment in Salt Lake, and so I'm gonna treat that as a date, right? And I'm gonna try and find us a really good place to go to dinner tonight. This is so hard for me to hear. It's okay to be negative, like he's never negative, and like the things he's saying right now, I'm like, Jared.
Since my last physical therapy appointment just a couple days ago, I have been experiencing like a really extreme pain. Like I can't replicate it on my own. It just happens out of nowhere. I just bent down to get the toothpaste and I just went and it just
hurts him so bad.
So bad. I can't replicate it. I don't know why it happens, when it happens. So I'm always on edge and apprehensive, waiting for it to happen. So I'm just like trying to be as careful as I possibly can.
And he has said this like 3 times. He's gone, I just don't want anyone to think that I'm
making it up. Like,
and like this morning I went, Jared, that's a little hard to hear. Like, why would you ever think that I would think that?
Because as a kid, when the hip problem stuff was first happening, that's what doctors told me. They're like, Jared, anatomically your hip is just fine. There's no reason for you to be in pain. You're not in pain. And
one doctor told him to humble himself.
Is that gaslighting? I don't know. The point is, those sensations, those thoughts, those feelings are coming back to me in full force now, because it's like, for all sense and purposes, I should not be experiencing pain. Up until a few days ago.
Disagree.
Well, up until a few days ago, I was doing great. And then it just out of nowhere.
Hey Jared, pain here. I'm coming back. So open the door. I'm coming in full force.
So it's just, I don't know.
It's discouraging.
I just don't want to go to the doctor today. We're driving 5 hours to go see this doctor and be like, there should be no reason why you're in pain. I don't know why because that's happened before. That's why I'm just like, ugh.
Would you say you have a little anxiety?
Why would you say that, Ellie? Why would you say that I have a little bit of anxiety?
So I guess earlier I shouldn't have worded Jared's not being I'm not used to you being anxious.
I don't think my doctor's gonna say that.
I don't think so either. And if he were to say that, I'd say, shut up.
My wife's got my back. And that's why I love her so much. Ellie is on this medication that causes like emotional mood swings. I'm constantly in pain, so I'm short-tempered. Can you tell there's some tension in the house?
We need a date night. Copper.
Don't look at me. Look
Copper. Don't look at your butt.
That's Ellie's spot.
Copper.
I'm sorry, but you can't come.
Look at me in the eyes. Copper. Look at me in the eyes. You can't come today. I'm sorry.
How did he even get in the car?
So the other day I was in the bathtub and Copper and I literally had a conversation together. We're gonna play that right now for you to see. He's a human in a dog body. Copper, what's wrong? Do you wanna get in the bathtub? You wish I'd get out? In a minute. 1 more minute. Almost done. Come on, come get in.
That is the sweetest thing ever.
So we just sat in the car for 15 minutes. There were a lot of tears. There was a lot of yelling this morning, a lot of not listening.
It had nothing to do with what we talked about earlier with me being short and Ellie being
Yeah, literally, it didn't. And
maybe it's rubbing off on the kids.
I do think that me and Jared and I's situation is affecting the kids. And I really like that our kids communicate really well, even Tommy. And Jackson has been communicating to Jared and I for a while that he really does need some just one-on-one time. When we get back, we are going to schedule a date to take Jackson on a date for just some time with us. We didn't want them to leave the car upset or thinking that we're mad or them in tears, so we sat here and we talked. The bell rang for school and Jackson's like, it's time to go. I'm like, we don't care, we'll miss the whole day if we have to. Like, we're not gonna leave until we all feel better. Seeing him put his arm around his brother, knowing he was sad, it just shows me that he has a lot of love in his heart, even though he's sad. He didn't have to do that. He could have ran in front of him. He could have ran off. He could have left his brother behind. I appreciated that, but it was a rough morning.
Just got to the appointment, gave the update to the aide, and he's like, oh, I should probably tell the surgeon about that. Let me go get him. So I think they're about to come in right now.
Ooh! They just gave him the cutest shorts in the world.
Now available on volleybrand.com. Joel and I are gonna come up with our own, we're gonna call it Jolioli. Jared and Jared. Anyway, name is gonna be figured out. And we're gonna sell these exclusively.
For only $49.99.
We have to have some markup.
They're gonna do x-rays on Jared's hip today, which is great news.
This one
So
is...
you can see, this is the before where it's broad, and this is the after where we
Look at all
smooth
that
it off.
work.
And then we, this one we didn't change much except for we broke the head of the screw off.
That's not going anywhere now.
Very,
Oh my god.
That's so crazy.
and then this one.
So is that like how much it's sticking out of my...
It was about 1 centimeter sticking out because I had my finger on it. This is where we took some more of that off and rounded it off here.
Holy cow. It is...
It's not a huge difference.
But you
maybe
can
we
tell.
made it.
Why are you staring so long at that?
I'm trying to see all the details I can of your body.
Gross.
Hi, date night, couple. Julie's having a baby girl any day now. Any day.
We could say any hour. Any hour.
Literally.
That's probably more accurate. I can't believe you're here in the first place. But baby girl is for them, and if it lands on the left, we're having a boy. If it lands on the right, we're gonna have a girl. Ready?
Yep.
Set. It's on the right.
So it's a girl. If it lands on the right, we're having twins. If it lands on the left, we're having a girl. I'm done. Triplets.
What? I'm not sure that's how that works. We're not pregnant yet, but we still like to play that game.
We'll let you know.
Ellie's played a few times. Is it happening?
She's having a contraction, people.
It's just one. They're not consistent.
But it's long.
But like won't go away. Yeah, I think I'm good.
Are we having a baby tonight?
I don't think so.
Don't forget to check out Julie and Landon's page because she is having this baby. Literally any minute.
So by now you're probably wondering what happened at the appointment. Well, aside from what you already heard from the doctor and my x-rays, things are actually looking pretty good. I was really concerned about my hip pain. He kind of said, well, you're probably really tight. And he said, I'd rather you feel tight with your tendons and muscles and bone joint than loose, because if it's looser than we want it to be, then we'll have to go back in and do surgery. I do not want to do that again. So he said tighter is better in this situation. Plus, there's lots of inflammation with everything getting back into normal. So he said that that pain is probably a response to the inflammation. So he prescribed me some anti-inflammatory medicine, and we're gonna try that. I was walking around this morning without my crutch, and I actually felt pretty good. So I'm hoping that was a very short-lived pain sensation. I anticipate that it'll probably happen a couple times. But overall, the doctor's really pleased with how things are going. It is taking a little bit longer than a normal patient because he, like he said, he had to go so much deeper for that pin in my hip. But that feeling of worrying about my hip surgery not being successful is basically gone. I think I'll just take those pain sensations as they come. Oh, also, if you guys were wondering, I don't know when this video will come out, but after after dinner, Julie had the other contraction, but she hasn't had any since, so no baby yet. But be sure to check out their channel to see. That was pretty fun to see, Ellie. Julie had 2 contractions while we were there. But that's gonna be it from us, guys. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.